Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff. I teach music lessons to children and adults throughout the Phoenix metropolitan area. I have 4 adult students that I would like you to meet. They have all been taking lessons for less than a year, and some have even been taking lessons for only a few months. They would like to talk to you about their lesson experience, and some might even play the piano for you. Let's see Michele first.
Enjoy this book. This is the Alfred's Music for Adults, and of course I'm an adult, as you see, and I haven't played piano since I was a little kid and many years ago, so I've really learned a lot. I'm almost finished with this book, and I've only been taking lessons for 6 months, so I've really learned a lot with using this book. There's all kinds of traditional songs that I've learned, some religious songs, blues songs, even Little Brown Jug, which is really not that easy to learn, and I figured it out. So there's all kinds of fun songs that I've learned, so I've enjoyed it. I am very happy with my progress, and I hope to progress even more. Every week I seem to get better. I like his style. I like that there's different things that he teaches. There's different strategies that he uses with people, and I've heard that other students have learned different ways from him, but when he sees that I'm not learning a certain way, then he changes the strategy. I would say that it's very easy to learn with Dr. Jeff. I feel very comfortable, and I also think that if I can overcome my fears of learning under somebody when I was a young child that didn't go very well, that I improve as much as I have, that I would suggest that anybody can do it.
I really like the flexibility in terms of what we approach. It's not just, here's this piece of music, learn it, come back next week. It's very flexible. Jeff works with me on the kind of things I want to work with that helps keeps it fresh. I've played guitar for 13 years. I really like writing music, and Jeff has been awesome at teaching me how to write things on the piano, critiquing things that I've done, and just helping me become a better musician. As a guitar player, sometimes you don't get the full theory behind why you do what you're doing. You just kind of do it, feels natural. So Jeff really helping me dissecting songs, dissecting chords, and learning where they come from, and then how to apply them in a more theoretical way. We do some fantastic warm-ups, which really get my fingers nice and loose. Then Jeff puts me through some pretty tough drills, which I'm always a little afraid of every time I come in, but they do help. And then by the time we get to the part of the lesson where we're working on songs or working on a piece I've practiced, my fingers are very loose, and I always play about 10 times better than I do at home. Well, Jeff has a great theoretical background. You won't find a lot of people that have the kind of music education that he does. I think he's a fantastic teacher, and he really knows how to teach. He's not someone who's just good at piano. He's good at teaching, and he can work with different types of people from all stages of life and who enjoy different types of music. And I think that comes from he's someone who likes to write music, and to do that you have to be, I think, much better than someone who can just simply play something someone else wrote.
I've always liked piano, and I've liked music, and I'm not very good at it, and so Dr. Jeff starts at a level where he feels that you're at and can move you forward at a relatively quick basis. As Dr. Jeff makes you go back and do the technique properly and not just slop through it, which is easy to do, but he doesn't let you do that, because you won't play very well if you don't master the technique as well as the notes. I mean, pretty much at some stage anybody can learn the notes, but to learn the dynamics and the technique and what the composer probably had in mind is different from just playing notes. Well, my preference is to learn classical music, because I've been in choirs a lot all my life, and So I enjoy the classical music, and there's some pretty good pieces in the. I've been through about 2 books so far with Dr. Jeff, and they have very good, obviously easier classical pieces mixed in with them that you can learn, and you feel like you're accomplishing something. Well, when you arrive, you basically work on some scales for technique and fingering. There's some sight reading steps that you go through. He has some cards for you to try rhythm and to make sure you've got the rhythms down properly. Then there's, like I said, some sight reading, and then you basically play the pieces that you've practiced and that you've been assigned from the prior lesson. Well, he really emphasizes that you practice the things that don't sound so good and that you do have trouble with. So he gives you a skill set to how to learn the parts that are difficult in the piece, and he can pretty much tell what's going to be difficult from the get-go. So and it's usually transitions in the pieces of music, and so he knows that you can just go to this piece and you just slow it down if you have to do it, hands apart, or just note by note by note, or chord by chord by chord, until you finally get the progression and the transition.
I think that the things that really stand out about Dr. Jeff and his lessons is that he is very compassionate. He not only indicates items that you need to work on, but also tells you all of the items that you do very well in the lesson. And that positive reinforcement is something that is very nice. I think that everything, his aspects of his teaching and his techniques that he teaches really help you learn. And I know I did a lot of research before I started taking lessons with Dr. Jeff, and for the value and for his lessons and all of the items that he teaches you and techniques, I can't imagine learning with anybody else. I really wanted to learn Amazing Grace, and they had an arrangement in the first level book, except for I didn't really like that arrangement, and Dr. Jeff offered to go and do some research and see if he could find another arrangement. After he did that research, he found he didn't really find something that was a good fit, and he decided that he was just going to arrange his own arrangement of Amazing Grace, which was very unexpected but very, very nice. And within a couple weeks he had the arrangement, and I started playing it, and I really, really like it. It was very nice of him to do that. I think that really doing the sight reading is fun because it makes me a stronger player, but then I really enjoy playing some of the more popular songs, and you hear it on the radio and then you can replicate it in the lesson, which is just really a blast. The other thing that I really like is when we play as a duet. He will play the bass line and I'll play the treble line, or vice versa, and that really adds to the music and is real enjoyable.